Donna Hughes joins us, CEO of Enough is Enough, and you can check out the website at enough.org. Hello, Donna.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
Good, good, good. I understand you were at the prayer breakfast yesterday, Donald Trump's first White House prayer breakfast.
Absolutely. It was wonderful. In fact, I'm still here. It's a two-day event. A lot of people don't realize that. But yes, it was his first, and it was just a wonderful morning.
Well, there was a lot. I mean, I thought that the things he had to say were great. But let me play you, what the left yesterday was up in arms about, so to speak. They just couldn't digest this, and I just think it's outrageous that they even brought this up. But that's why I'm bringing it up, to show the bias in the media. Here's what Donald Trump said: a little joke, a little humor about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
We had tremendous success on The Apprentice, and when I ran for president, I had to leave the show. That's when I knew for sure I was doing it. And they hired a big movie star, Arnold Schwarzenegger, to take my place. And we know how that turned out. The ratings went right down the tubes. It's been a total disaster. And Mark will never, ever bet against Trump again. And I want to just pray for Arnold, if we can, for those ratings, okay?
And then he laughed, he chuckled, and just let you hear how Jake Tapper started his show on CNN last night.
At the National Prayer Breakfast this morning, President Trump mockingly asked for prayers to God for Arnold Schwarzenegger's ratings. That really happened. That's not an Onion headline.
And his show is not an Onion show. It's a real show. So, I mean, like, you know, and I know, Donna, no matter what this man does, the media will criticize it.
That's true. That's true. And I don't know if it came out on a lot of the news coverage that Mark Burnett, who's been a longtime friend of Donald Trump's, introduced the president. And he started with the whole way he met Trump and how he pitched Donald Trump the idea of Celebrity Apprentice and how they did the show together. And it was this whole storyline that I don't think the media probably picked up. So I think that Donald Trump's response when he got up and he was talking about his friendship with Roma Downey and Mark Burnett and Celebrity Apprentice, he was still on Celebrity Apprentice thinking at that moment. And I do think it was meant in, you know, in fun.
Yeah. See, I didn't know.
I
got to tell you, I didn't know that until you just told me. I wasn't there, and I haven't seen one media report that put it in that context. Not one.
Yeah, you have to understand they were, and it's something that we know about Donald Trump. Yeah, he was on a subject. He was there. He was connecting with Mark Burnett. They were talking about Celebrity Apprentice, the whole idea of how the show came about, how he had to fire his agent because the agent told Donald not to do it after Donald told Mark that he wanted to do it. And so it was this whole thing back and forth between Mark and the president. And so this was just sort of wrapping that conversation up, if you will, before he got to the business of delivering his amazing speech, quite frankly, at his first prayer breakfast. And I've been to about 25 of these.
Wow.
I've seen many presidents going way, way, way back. And I have to tell you, he did a fabulous job. He hit a lot of great notes. He talked about what he's going to do as president and be a president for all of the people. And, you know, he even talked about the fact that, which I thought was extraordinary, and I didn't even know this, I knew this part, that President Eisenhower actually said that the White House is the loneliest house in the world. And he had learned that the members of the Senate were actually meeting for prayer once a week, and Eisenhower asked if he could be a part of that, and that's how the National Prayer Breakfast started. And what a lot of people around the country don't know is that once a week, members of the Senate get together, both sides of the aisle, and they meet and they pray together. And they read scriptures together, and they sing a song together. And this has been going on since Eisenhower, and they also do it in the House.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Let me ask you, he vowed to repeal the Johnson Amendment, which is an IRS rule that prohibits pastors from endorsing candidates from the pulpit.
Yes, and this has been a big conservative issue as you probably know, that was talked a lot about on the campaign trail and what have you. And he talked a lot about religious liberty, just in general. And that this is a country where all people of all faiths can come and worship freely, but we also cannot allow those of the extreme Muslim terrorists or Islamic terrorists,
Right.
I shouldn't even say Muslim terrorists, Islamic terrorists to basically hijack what they're doing. And in fact, King Abdullah of Jordan talked at the lunch, and he said, look, I'm calling on Muslims around the world and Muslim leaders around the world that we have got to stand up to these Islamic terrorists.
Very, very,
so,
yeah, very
yeah.
interesting. And I thank you for telling us what went on there that we don't know about and didn't get to hear from the media coverage of it. Donna, come back soon, okay? Thank you.
Okay, will do, Steve. Thank you.
Donna Rice Hughes, ladies and gentlemen.